Hi, I'm Karen from HR. I also sell essential oils on the side. Did you know that lavender can cure cancer? I often ask myself, why don't we just imprison all the Mexicans and then waterboard them? How else are we going to find out where ISIS is? My views are formed by fear-mongering and a pure emotional response. It's largely brought up by my totalitarian Christian upbringing and my empty marriage to a man who is unfulfilling emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Should I vote? Not going to the polls tells the government nothing. Protest voting tells the government everything. Welcome back to my Den of Mental. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Or do the bell thing. Despite living in a democracy, I don't believe that we live in a culture that honors the democratic process, nor does it honor political opinion. Regardless of voting ideology, voting is important. Even if you can't vote because you're underage, an ex-convict, a permanent resident, or an undocumented immigrant, that doesn't mean you don't know somebody that is eligible to vote. And even if you can't vote, you can still convince them to. And you may be thinking, hey, maybe I don't want to support any of the candidates. And that's okay. But you can still go to the polls and tell the government that. And this is something that I feel like is often lost in the American experience, is the concept of a protest ballot. You see, when you stay home and you don't vote, that doesn't really tell the government anything other than the fact that you didn't vote. But what you can do is you can register and go vote, and you can cast a protest ballot. What that is when you either mark out parts of the ballot, like scribble through the words, draw a picture, or when on a certain topic, say for governor, you just leave it blank and you don't vote for anybody. That is held differently by the government because that shows that you went to the polls and that you voted, but you chose to either throw your vote away or that you explicitly didn't vote for the candidates. And when you do this kind of voting, that sends an alarm to the state and to the federal government. Your name's not attached because voting, though you can only vote once, is semi-anonymous. But what it does say is, especially when there is a lot of protest ballot submissions, is that people are unhappy with the candidates that are given. And if there is a high enough amount, this can actually lead to a re-election in a separate campaign. And that's something that's baked into the democratic process. On top of this, when you do choose to do a protest ballot, this information gets forwarded to all parties. And so the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, as well as the Libertarian and Green Party, all get this information. And it shows that their platforms may not be working in the state or the area that they are running in. Now, registration dates. Registration dates to be able to even vote are fast approaching. In fact, the closest one is Alaska. I'm pretty sure the closest one is Alaska, which is actually tomorrow, which is October the 7th of this filming time. Most of them occupy somewhere between October 9th and October 20th. And the latest one, I think, is like a couple days before election, on November 6th. I don't remember. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to two websites below in the description. Nonprofit for Vote. It's basically a really good resource for figuring out when your registration date is to vote. And the second one is vote411.org. And it's a really good resource for you just to kind of plug in your address and figure out what's on the ballot for you in terms of candidates and any propositions that may be there. Well, anyway, that is the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.